Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
My name is Andrew, and I'm an alcoholic and an addict.
I'm Jeannie. I'm an alcoholic and addict.
Many of you are now familiar with our daily live stream. It's called Grooves and Gratitude, and we set this up to bring ourselves closer together as partners and also as a couple and also people that are in recovery. We practice the 12-step modality of recovery. There are many ways to help yourself improve. We try to be non-judgmental of all the other different ways. Sober, curious, whatever you do, it's all great if you're working on yourself. Even the people who are using but are trying to use a harm reduction approach to their using, it's all okay as far as we are concerned. We are using the 12 steps, though, to guide us through these 4 weeks, and we're now entering our last week, and we're at step 11, and step 11 says...
Taken from the 12 and 12, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood God, praying only for knowledge of their will for us and the power to carry that out.
The song that we picked today is Sun Arises by Phosphorescent, and it's just really almost like a mellow chant, almost like a hymn. It's kind of a little bit trippy. It's very soothing. Yesterday, as we mentioned, was the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. And this one talks about the sun coming up, shining the arc of its light across our world. And sunlight is also a metaphor for hope and for levity and just the happiness. I mean, just like the Beatles, good day, sunshine, or John Denver, sunshine on my shoulders. I mean, I could have a whole playlist just on sunshine. But anyway, Jeannie and I found this reading in the 12 and 12, step 11, that has to do specifically with using sunlight as a metaphor. And it's on page 98 of the 12 and 12.
Yeah, down on the page, let's see, the third paragraph. We will want the good that is in all of us, even in the worst of us, to flower and to grow. Most certainly, we shall need bracing air and an abundance of food. But first of all, we shall want sunlight. Nothing much can grow in the dark. Meditation is our step into the sun. How then shall we meditate? So there's many ways you can meditate. Some people like a guided meditation. Some like to just sit and start going into their own meditative state of being quiet. Listening to songs like the Phosphorescent song. If you just took it, placed it to play, got in a comfortable seated position and started listening to the music, then you could be in a meditative state. Meditation has helped me greatly. It's like it said, that was the sunlight for me. It gave me that opportunity to kind of enrich my spiritual growth by just being silent and trying to say, I need this in my life, some spirituality, and knowing that I'm not everything, I'm a very small thing in the whole universe and in this world, and allowing that moment of silence to try to connect with a higher power, feel the presence of that higher power, and calming myself. And then I would find that I could handle things throughout the day a little better, the stresses of my job, and I could do it at any moment in time, just taking that time to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Maybe saying some little mantra to yourself, or, God, come and rescue me.
That was my saying, my first year of sobriety. I would say, oh, God, come to me, hurry up and rescue me, whatever fix I found myself into. Now, of course, when you're already feeling pretty chill, it's easy to practice good intentional breathing, and I recommend that. But it's when you're really having a hard time and you really have to work to slow down your thinking, to turn off the chitter chatter. Sometimes we call it the hamster wheel, the monkey cage, kind of the bad brain, the the overmind, the doubt, the anxiety, the fear, the anger, the agitation, the worry, the what are they thinking about me, the doomsay, anticipatory catastrophe, and instead, like, hey, I'm okay. I'm alive. I'm on this side of the dirt. I woke up. I've got it for us food, shelter. We have so many of the basics of our life taken care of. We even have, enough income for our hobbies, which include music and dancing, which we're going to do some of this weekend. But meditation is a free buzz. I'm just going to say it. When I was new in recovery, I realized that exercise, meditation, prayer, music, dance, all of these things were shortcuts to some kind of mild euphoria. It's not the kind of like electrifying knock you down that you would get from drugs and alcohol. It's a lot more subtle. It's less, easy, requires some effort. But I, remember little kids, where do they like to go? They like to go to the playground. They swing on the swing set. They get on that whirly twirly. People go to amusement parks. They ride on roller coasters. For me now, it's long hikes. It's climbing. It's, jumping up and down. We're old. I was jumping up and down at a concert not too long ago, and I messed up both my knees. So be careful with all of these things. If you, like us, are more chronologically sophisticated than others. So,
and that's the thing. You can do it at any moment in time. Like if you're having a stressful day at work, you're feeling the anxiety rise up in you, you feel the tension. For me, I would just almost black out because I would get so stressed and so worried about something that would be said in a meeting that would just set me off, and I immediately go there. And what you could do is you could just take a moment, go to the restroom, take that moment of being by yourself and try that. Just give it a moment of just closing your eyes, breathing in, breathing out, and give it a go. It becomes easier as you practice it. It can be quite difficult to begin with, to even calm yourself for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And 5 minutes may seem impossible. But once you start trying to do that, you'll find the time will pass quickly. And then you will, when you open your eyes back up, you're like, oh my gosh, did 5 minutes really go by? It's really great. So,
and unlike prayer, meditation is not inherently about seeking a higher power or a God per se. It's about opening yourself up to the presence of it, but you're not necessarily calling it out by name and all those kinds of things that occur during prayer. But I think once we develop this kind of disposition, open-mindedness around spiritual aspects, that's when we get surprised. And some of the most intense experiences that I've had of my higher power have been when I wasn't trying to have one. I wasn't expecting it. And I might've been in a really particularly bad way, and my ego gets broken. My heart gets broken. And it's in that, for me, at least, in that sense of desperation, and in that sense of lack of my own ability to control or to even discern the next move. Sometimes my discernment is I flip a coin because I literally cannot decide which way to go in a life decision. I'll just literally do a coin flip, A or B, and whatever. And y'all think I'm kidding. I'm literally like that. But sometimes that truth will come to you of what's best for you when you least expect it, when you weren't even asking for it. It'll just kind of show up as some kind of epiphany or revelation or insight. And it's always okay to check those out with another person and say, what do you think, before maybe if it's especially involves a change of a job or a change of a relationship or a change of a living situation or something of major consequence, you're also allowed to get, somebody else that you trust to help you verify if you're making the right decision.
Yeah, in the program we say, think. The first think is usually, you're doing a snap thought of trying to act on something. And that's not it usually doesn't turn out well. The second time you think about it, maybe that's when you include somebody that you talk to, the flip of the coin, whatever. And then by the third think, you have contemplated maybe the pros and the cons, and then you act on whatever it is. So I really enjoy that. That helps ground me. Think.
We are so grateful that people keep popping on these. We go back through the feed, and we see that people are watching these. People have sent us some notes. People have clicked like. Some people have even clicked share. We really appreciate you all for participating in this with us and all the feedback that you've given us. So this is Grooves and Gratitude. Oh, Grub is about food. That's a new. That's our next season. Season 2 is going to be Grub. But anyway, thank you for coming to our little recovery live stream this morning, and we will try to be back tomorrow. It'll be day 22. Thank you.
Bye. Have a great day.